No real surprise, but you were named preseason player of the year. What does that honor mean to you?
It means a lot, man. I mean, I've worked, so hard to get to this point. But honestly, I couldn't do it without my teammates and my coaches for putting me in this position. So,
Some of that hard work, you were in Dame's Formula Zero camp in August, and you spent time around a guy who has had a ton of success in the NBA. I mean, he's one of the best guards in the league. What did you learn from that experience?
honestly, I think I learned more about, things from the life aspect of things rather than basketball. I mean, we talked a little bit about, just the way that you approach, every day and, just getting better with everything that you do and building good habits rather than, starting bad ones. So, I kind of took, a lot of things about life with me more than I did basketball.
In an article over the summer written in your hometown newspaper, you mentioned how much winning means to you and how important it is. You said, quote, if you win at a high level, then you're going to get seen.
Yeah.
You're getting seen. I mean, your name is making circles around the national landscape of college hoops, right? You're on the Lou Henson watch list last year. Going into this year, there's looks as well. You were a National Player of the Week at one point last year. All that work, all that effort and everything over the years, at what point last season did you pinch yourself and say, wow, I really am who I think I am?
I mean, I had many wake-up calls last year. I think the one that really took me above and beyond and just allowed me to realize, I can be as good as I want to be, was probably after the Eastern Washington game. I think that was the game that was kind of the turning point for not only myself, but for my team as well. We had a lot of ups and downs with injuries and, being on the road for as long as we were. But I think that game, really settled us in and allowed, my team and me as well to realize, we can take this to a higher level, and we can win at a high level, So just being patient and staying the course, I think, was the most important thing for each and every one of us.
And I think you had 33 in that game. You guys at one point were down, I believe, 27.
Yeah.
It was a huge deficit, and it's one of those non-conference games against a really good Eastern Washington team that had been to the NCAA tournament and made a little run there. But one of those wins at home, I mean, we talk about Frost and the success there that you guys have. It seems like it's impossible for a road team to come in and beat you there. Why is that place such a stronghold?
I mean, I can't praise enough that, the community just comes out and supports us with everything that they have. I mean, they give us energy night in and night out, and we feed off of that with, everything that we have in us. So I think the least that we could do is go out there and compete and, at least obviously try to win. But, I mean, it's been successful the past, decade or so. So, but yeah, the crowd, they bring it like no other. So
it's the hardest place for an opponent to win over the past decade in college hoops.
Yep.
And there's Fog Allen and Cameron Indoor out there, right?
Yep.
And then there's Frost Arena and Brookings. Hendo said when he was recruiting you here at South Dakota State that you were built for big moments. You're a guy that he saw for those big moments. We saw a couple of those in league play, and I mean, there were 3 games over the course of, I want to say, 4 weeks at Frost that were really close, and it was the South Dakota game, North Dakota State game, and then the Oral Roberts game. What is it about those games and those types of performances that you have that separates yourself from everybody else?
I think it's just the way that I prepare mentally and physically. I've taken, strides in both, basketball as well as, from a mental aspect of things. I try to, just be as calm, cool, and collective as I can be. And I understand that, I've worked hard to get to those moments, and I've played in many of those moments before. So it just feels like it's nothing new to me. And at the end of the day, basketball is just a game. So I mean, there's no pressure I feel no pressure on my shoulders whatsoever. So just going out there and competing and playing as hard as I can, that's all I can do.
At Dame's camp, they mentioned the character development side of things, and a lot of that is that mental aspect and the preparation. I think a lot of people, when they look at athletes, they look at the physical preparation, and that is so important, but there's a whole other aspect that if you mentally aren't there, you're not ready, right?
Exactly.
So why is it something that's so important to you to focus on?
If you're not mentally present with the life side of things, you're definitely not going to be there in the athletic side of things. So I think mental health is probably one of the most important things within an athlete's life. People deal with stuff every day, so I'm just understanding what the best situation is for you, and how to handle things the right way, and just understanding that mental health can really take a toll on somebody if, you know, like if they're dealing with something in life. So, but yeah, me personally, I mean, going down there and experiencing something like that was very, very helpful and important within, you know, the athletic side of things, because like I said, if you don't, you know, prepare yourself with life mentally, you're going to struggle athletically. So.
In that game last year in Frost against South Dakota, it was coming down to it. And I mean, South Dakota was playing one of their best games of the season. Mm-hmm. They were really needing that win for seeding, positioning, and everything. And you guys were also trying to continue your success at home and you know, stay in that 2 spot in the Summit League. You got the ball late in the game, and then you hit that step back triple.
Yeah.
You're thinking about that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the pop of the crowd, the place just erupted. 4,500 there, and it was just an explosion.
7 to shoot. Mayo will drive, step back, right of the key, 3. Got
it! What's going on in your mind after you hit that? And you're like, wow, looking around, this is sick.
I mean, just turning to everyone and seeing, you know, the excitement on their faces and the joy. I mean, it just brings so much peace and happiness to me, because, I mean, that's what I came here for. It was just to experience something like that and put South Dakota State on the map. I mean, I feel like we've done that over the past couple of years, going 30-5 my freshman year, and then, you know, I mean, we made some noise last year. I mean, had some big time wins, you know, within the league and on the road. So, I mean, yeah, just experiencing something like that is just everything that a kid can dream of.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, South Dakota State, they've always had, it seems like, somebody that is the star, and now you've assumed that role. You know, last year was kind of the separator. Year 1 to year 2, the improvement was pretty substantial. What's that improvement from year 2 to year 3?
I mean, hopefully the same thing. I mean, every player in the country just expects himself to just keep developing every single year. And I mean, for me personally, I actually put my mind to it. But I mean, like I played a different role last year, so that obviously had a major impact on it. But I mean, like I said, it's just basketball, so I'm going to go out there and play as hard as I can and do my job. But yeah, I mean, I expect big things for myself, for our team as well. So as long as we can go out there and win, I mean, my individual stats could matter less.